Okay. And we definitely need to pick up resources along the way. Both mining, the various resources, and also picking up biological life. Biological data. Plus we get the cool music to travel by. You can change your mind too, like if you don't want to go where you told it to go, you can always stop midway and change your destination. You can also just manually take over and pilot the ship wherever you want, but it's the most efficient in terms of fuel if you tell it to just go somewhere and it takes you there. Wow, we didn't meet anybody on the way. That's kind of nice. So it looks like this is a one-planet system, because there's nothing going on by the sun there, by the star. Oh, let me know how the game volume is too. It should be louder than the replay thing that I had before, but if it's not loud enough, let me know. Right.
Surprise and terror! I am greeted by the smooth and hostile face of our old enemy, the Ur-Quan. No, the huge glance? No, I remember. The Hunabs.
So, I don't think we should insult him, or them, and I don't think we should attack them either. So I think we should say we're on a peaceful mission through the cosmos.
Two aspects of your last statement defy the course of nature as I know it. First, peace, as you call it, is an illusion. If you have peace, you simply haven't yet seen the thing that's trying to kill you. Second, peaceful missions through the cosmos rarely require weapons large enough to punch holes through a small moon.
He has a point. So, I'm kind of thinking we should ask about their species first, and then ask about the ally thing. Because I don't remember whether, whether you cut yourself off of being able to ask some stuff if you don't do it in the right order, but that's my gut feeling.
We can best be described as metamollusks, possessing the best qualities of both the clam and the dravat, which is not native to your world. We are intelligent and clever, though you would never call us cunning. Each day when we awaken, we call forth the traditional Spaffy prayer. Oh God, please don't let me die today! Tomorrow would be so much better!
What do you really want out of this great mystery called life?
I want to live forever, with no pain whatsoever, owning vast personal property, plus a company of nubiles. If this is in your power to give, I beg of you to do so.
So, I think probably the first one.
In case you have not forgotten, we are bonded to the Ur-Quan as slaves. The punishment for the plan you propose can be described as death.
I'm thinking we talk to him more. Find out why they fight for the Ur-Quan. Because they are kind of an unlikely group to be fighters for the Ur-Quan.
This is a sad tale, so do not even try to contain your tears. After the Ur-Quan demolished the Iraq, they turned the force of their armada against us Spaffy. The term rapidly subjugated would best describe what happened next. When the Ur-Quan arrived at Satewa, there was a great ceremony. Part of that ceremony involved blasting portions of our planet's surface into radioactive dust, and this part we did not enjoy. But the worst was yet to come. Our leaders were called into the command chamber of Ur-Quan Lord One's dreadnought, where they were read a long and complicated document explaining the choices given new slaves. When our leaders heard the term forever encased and impenetrable shield, they grew overexcited, I'm afraid, and made a fatal error. The decision was to be transmitted to the Ur-Quan via one of two rods, one colored black, the other white. Our leader handed the white rod to one of the Ur-Quan's servants, signifying fallow slavery. But the servant somehow exchanged rods and handed the Ur-Quan Lord a black rod, indicating our desire to become fighting slaves. By the time we learned of the switch, it was too late. The Ur-Quan would not permit a change in status. Following that most tragic day, we were forced to assume the role of an Ur-Quan Star Thug. We tried to avoid combat, but the Ur-Quan gave us 3 warnings, each more strident than the last. When we learned that there would be no 4th warning, simply annihilation, we attended to our new role with improved vigor. Oh, and perhaps you have already guessed, the Ur-Quan's servant who made the switch was an Umga.
So, the Umga were mentioned by the Starbase commander too, and they're sort of like a practical joke race or whatever. I mean, they like playing jokes on other aliens. So they basically screwed with the Spathi and you know, put them in a nightmare situation. Well, let's see if he'll ally with us. If the Spathi will ally.
Sure, consider it done. Allies to the bitter end. Not.
So we got to figure out a way to convince them. And that's, I don't know. We got to figure that out. I don't think insulting them is going to necessarily help. So maybe we just leave for now.
Look, can we keep this as a secret between the two of us? It's really rather embarrassing.
The other thing too is, I think this was a ship, right? This wasn't the homeworld. This was a ship. So let's go to the homeworld, and talk to them directly, if we can. Maybe we can't. Oh, we could. Oh, there's life on their planet. There's also resources. We could we could mine for resources a little bit, and maybe get some information on the life forms and sell them to the Melnorme. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Also, it's not a bad planet. Like, it's not. Oh, look at the cute little things. Seems a shame to. Oh, that was an evil one. At least we don't have to worry about getting attacked. We may have to make a couple of trips. Hopefully they won't attack us for doing this, but... Exactly. We'll liberate them of their resources. Well, hey, maybe that's just, you know, like our fee for helping them out and getting them freed from the Ur-Quan. Of course, we got a long way to go before we're all free from the Ur-Quan. I mean, well, that's good to know too. You can actually shoot the little canisters in this. Like, you don't lose them if you. We got a lot of space on our ship for resources and stuff. That's cool. Or on the lander, I should say. Or maybe these guys just don't take up much space. So there's a little key there on the right underneath the date. Basically, purple stuff is worth the most, and there's names for all those. I don't remember them all, but I know purple is usually like sow crystals or something, and orange, the 8 value stuff, is radioactives. So it's rare that you find a planet that isn't harsh. You know, doesn't have storms and things that are gonna hurt you. Let's go to the moon. Okay, so now we're gonna talk to somebody.
What is the secret cipher?
Ah, right. So we know it. It actually is Huffy Muffy Gruffy, because that was something Fwifo told us.
We are the faith ones, the Spotty High Council. You have given us the correct cipher, and so you will not be destroyed immediately. Now, if you please, tell us how you acquired our most secret Spotty cipher, which every Spotty swears never, never to reveal, even when threatened with considerable pain.
I actually have Saber-True. I've played it several times before. I haven't played it recently, though. I want to say the last time I played it was probably, gosh, I don't know, 20 years ago or something like that. I played it when it first came out, and I played it several times then. I even finished the entire game and did all the things using a walkthrough, because there's so much to this game. Like, it's kind of unimaginable to try to get through it all and do everything correctly if you didn't have some kind of guide. But I played it several times where, you know, I was just doing what I did. But it's been a long time, so I have some idea. Like, I actually know about the evil ones that we picked up there. I realized after the fact that we kind of did it in the wrong order, but it doesn't matter, because, like, the game takes care of that no matter what order you do this stuff in. So you can basically accidentally do a task before you were given the task, but it still counts, and it doesn't really change anything. I guess we should lead with we met Fwifo on Pluto.
And just where is this Spotty friend now? Never mind. The answer is all too obvious in your tiny, dry eyes. If you held a weapon to Fwifo's head, he would say anything you wanted him to say. In fact, if you held a vegetable to his head, he would probably say anything you wanted him to say.
Yeah, the High Council. So, I mean, we come in peace.
No doubt. We are too afraid of the Ur-Quan to consider such an alliance. They would most certainly punish us with extreme tortures.
Yeah, we could sort of lie.
Hello! Awaken from your dreamy state, you them! Now is the time for realism, not wild fancy.
They're pretty right there.
Yes, your vessel is unique. And here is the crux of the problem. A unique, meaning singular, starship is not equal to the task of destroying the entire Ur-Quan armada. If you had, say, 10,000 similar starships, we could take your boasts more seriously.
So they are dumb.
Well, that would probably work, but I have a better idea. A test. One of those questy kind of things.
It's a questy kind of thing.
You must wipe the evil ones from the face of Spatiwa.
And since we already did that, if we hadn't have done that, it would have given us different things to say. But we already did it, so what a coincidence. It's your lucky day. We just eliminated all of those guys. Because we did. Like I say, I completely forgot about that until until I went to the planet and saw them, and I was like, oh, it's those guys.
What? Can this be a true fact and not a false lie? We will send an exploration team to investigate your claim. If what you have said is true, we shall be forever, substantially in debt to you for a long, though unspecified period of time. Goodbye.
Alright, we'll have to get information after, but I don't know how long you have to go. Like, we might just be able to go back. I guess we'll see.
Oh, joy! Oh, happiness! We rejoice and make merry in celebration of our imminent return to our home world. You are most heroic and helpful. Thank you, thank you, thank you! But now I must return to our festivities. Please feel free to come back any time.
Yeah, what about the Alliance? I also wanted to be able to ask about information. Maybe I missed that opportunity. I should have asked about information first before I told him that we dealt with the evil ones. Because they'll tell you about the evil ones, and I think we kind of missed that part of the story now.
Why don't you just wait a while until after we are resettled on our home world? We can discuss details at that time.
Yeah, how long do you expect that to take?
10, 15 years tops. No. We are simply taking a more adult, welcome to the real world view of the situation. We cannot simply say, hurrah! And form an alliance with you this very moment. Surely you see that.
You know, those creatures aren't dead. We have them in suspended animation. How would you like us to return them to the surface?
No, please. Exactly what kind of relationship were you thinking of?
A mutually beneficial alliance of minds and might? An egalitarian fellowship of sentient life forms? The kind where you do exactly, or everything exactly as we say. Which one should we pick? They may only listen to the last one, but I don't know. Yeah, one or two are definitely the nice ones to do. Let's do the fellowship.
What?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to pick the last one anyway.
Huh? Okay. We are quite familiar with that arrangement. Very well. I'll bet we will regret this decision later on, but you leave me with no choice. We will comply with your needs. A spotty delegation will depart immediately for the planet Earth.
I don't know. Oh, we got a lot of spathy around, but I guess that makes sense. Like, if you're in their star system, you're gonna see a lot of them. And I guess they're gonna want to talk to us too. Whoops.
Hello, Captain Ally Hunam. We are here in this place at this time just like you. How wonderful.
I guess, actually, this is a way we can find out what's going on with them too.
Very little, I'm afraid. We've just been watching the stars. You know, actually, there was something that happened the last month on the 17th. We saw a new star appear between the Circini and Chandrasekhar star clusters. We watched it and watched it for 3 days. We just watched it. Then it went away, vanished just like that. I hope it comes back.
Okay, so that... I actually sort of remember this, and this is an important thing. We should definitely check that out. I'm making a note, because we can go back and look at what they said, which is kind of useful. So I don't think this is close by. So the 17th of the month. Like right now, it's the 23rd of May, 2155, right? This anomaly only happens at the end of every month, so you have to time it right, which is really, really annoying. But it's worth going there. So that's a thing. else do we have?
Stuck as we are here out in deep space, we learn little of interest. I suggest you consult the more interesting folks at Staffiwa.
Let's see if they'll give us minerals.
As you wish. Our waste recycling unit is at your disposal. There you will find quantities of methane, sulfurous gas, and some interesting organic compounds. Feel free, take all you want.
I wonder if we actually did get resources off of it. And then we can make small talk too. I don't know if we get anything useful from it.
We used to be bored, but then we bought this cool entertainment product. It simulated a grand adventure through 1,000 parsecs of hostile space, where we met interesting aliens, uncovered the secrets of a long-lost superior race, and eventually, to save our world from destruction, we had to face the dragon! Never mind, I can tell you aren't really interested.
Sound familiar?
Same to you.
Yeah, so given the time of the month here, it probably isn't the right time to go see that place. But before we forget, let's find out where that is. So they said Ur-Quan. Oops. Helps if I spell it right. Actually, it'll just do it itself. Okay, so it's way off over here, and I don't know where the other one is. So this was Ur-Quan system and Chandra, what was it? Chandrasekhar. Yeah, okay, so there's Chandrasekhar. So it's like somewhere over here. Somewhere over here between, well, somewhere over here at the end of the month. Like sometime after the 17th, we need to do that. But that's like not where we're at right now or where we're planning on going. So that's something to file away. Now, if I can avoid their ships, we don't have to talk to them again. Yeah, that was totally meta. Oh, so this place has bad tectonics. They got earthquakes. So time passes in this game pretty much all the time. When you're talking with people, I don't think it passes. But when you're navigating in space, it does. Like right now, I'm honestly not sure if time's passing right now. But if I go down to the planet and come back, some time will have passed. Like it's the 24th right now, so let's kind of keep an eye on that, I guess. It's the 24th of May right now. I don't know how much time I can actually spend on this planet, because it seems like it's dangerous with tectonics, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, that's bad. Also, those purple things look like they aren't very friendly. So we lost 8 crew doing that. I think it's probably best if I don't go back there. There were a lot of nice resources, but...
Junam, I was just wondering, is
Go away,
Tafel still
Spec.
alive? Have you seen him? Is he well? He was sent to your Earth starbase a while ago to captain an eluder vessel as part of our mutual assistance pact. Rest assured, he will be an excellent addition to your elite force. Those weeks of intense training always result in an officer of the highest caliber.
Pour one out for the
If
group.
you see him, please let him know that I still consider his debt valid and expect prompt payment. Thank you.
Okay. So we don't really need to talk to them anymore. I didn't mean to. I just bumped into him. Until they're on the other side of the planet. And then maybe there's something good here. Ooh, a treasure world. I like the sound of that. Yeah. No life, but that's okay. I mean, the weather's good. There's no tectonics. This is where we want to go. But it might be somebody else that's trying to kill us. So, oh hell yeah, treasure world. And the blue area shows you your shows your biology planets. A quasi-degenerate world. Ooh, that's got purple things. So 25 a pop. It does have earthquakes, but I'm actually okay with earthquakes. I mean, for the most part. We've been doing alright with this. It's because they give you a clue, right? Ah, shit. We lost 3 people. So what is that? We lost 8 before, I think? So maybe if I go here, they won't... Yeah, okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Even the big blob thing is mean if you mess with it. Yeah, okay. Maybe this planet's not a good place to go. But, like, we should go back here at some point, because that's a lot of life. I mean, I could have shot some of that stuff, but the problem is they're so fast. Oh. Now, this is Beetlejuice. This is Beetlejuice 1. And there's a slave shield. So, the reason we went here was because, the Starbase commander said something. Yeah, we can't scan it, because we can never scan slave shield planets. The Starbase commander said the Cyrene were last seen in the Betelgeuse system. So...
Attention unidentified space vessel. Be warned. This slave world and its inhabitants belong to the Ur-Quan. I am Starbase Commander Talana of the slave planet Gaia. Your ship is not responding to standard hierarchy identification.
So the Cyrene are pretty cool.
You are therefore classed as independent and... What? Is my monitor display correct? Is that a human commanding that vessel? Who are you guys?
So they're basically like the stereotypical sci-fi, you know, women like that, you know, it's like a planet full of women kind of thing, like from the 50s or whatever. But they kick ass in this game. So, like, the humans and stuff, like, even the Starbase commander, when he mentioned them, like, you know, they're kind of like, whatever, rolling their tongues or something like that, right? I mean, you know, they're talking about how hot they are or whatever. But, like, they're actually good allies to have because they're kind of like a... I wouldn't say they're necessarily a warrior race, but they're definitely good in battle. They have effective ships. And they also have good strategies and things, too. I mean, they're smart. Maybe smarter than the humans, actually. But yeah. So we can comment on their outfit. We can, like, flirt with them, I guess. Or we can behave ourselves and just introduce ourselves. I think that's probably what we should do. I mean, it's got a lot of, like, back and forth stuff here. But yeah, even for, like, especially for its time, like, I think they did a good job with this. Because, I mean, they let you act like an asshole, but, like, the way they respond is good, if I remember right. But what's the answer? Fun fact, the majority of information hackers get is via social engineering. Yeah, definitely. Like, whether it's email phishing or phone calls or whatever. And it's surprisingly easy to get information out of people because people are trusting, which is weird. They shouldn't be. They especially shouldn't be if it involves the internet or anybody that they don't know related to the internet, or just anybody that they don't know. But so I don't know. Should we be silly, or should we just get to business or whatever? We could say we're greatly impressed. What do you think, Mika? Let's flirt. Do you want to do the second one or the first one? Or the last one, I guess. I suppose that's kind of flirting. 2? Okay.
Ah, yes. I had almost forgotten the sophistication of human social graces. Manners were never the Earthling's strong point, were they? Your species' undeniable appeal can be found elsewhere. you haven't answered my question fully. Why are you here? Where are you from? Has the slave shield been lifted from Earth? Are the Ur-Quan finally defeated? Simply put, Captain, what do you want from us?
Like I say, she doesn't mess around. Just talking with my partner, cybersecurity is interdisciplinary because it's mostly social engineering. Yeah. Actually, a lot of fields these days need to be interdisciplinary just because, I mean, everything is tied together anymore. I agree, Mika. Like I say, they did a really good job with all the stuff in this game, and they sort of, like, they give you enough rope to hang yourself, you know what I mean? So we've come here to free you from slavery, or to be honest, we need your help. Yeah, I actually think the second one, because that's the more honest answer, or whatever. Also, I seem to remember, like, if you keep flirting with them, like, they'll let you flirt with them a little bit, but, like, if you keep flirting with them too much, eventually they get pissed off at you, and they won't even ally with you, because they basically, you know, I don't remember exactly what they say, but I vaguely remember, like, pushing it all the way at one point, and they're basically like, yeah, you know, the humans aren't worth allying with. It's like, we're better off just behind the slave shield. You know, at least we're protected from you idiots. You know, that kind of thing. Which is fair, because, like, you can be a total bastard in this game. But yeah, I'll do this one.
Look, Captain, I like you. Even though you're an obnoxious human, I like you. In another time, we might have become good friends. Perhaps more, but that's a fantasy. And my job is dealing with reality. We're not going to do anything to jeopardize what we've got here. We've come too far, lost too much, to ever risk losing Gaia, our new home. Don't get all judgmental on me, Captain. You don't know what we've been through.
But now maybe we can find out what they've been through. Because one of the things the Starbase captain said was when the Ur-Quan came into their system, their planet, their home planet, got destroyed. So clearly they're on a planet now in Betelgeuse. So we don't know how all that came to pass. Because Betelgeuse isn't their homeworld. It's their sort of new homeworld, I guess. Yeah, okay.
Our bodies are very similar, Captain. Except for certain parts. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that our species are almost identical. Almost too close a match to be just a coincidence. Well, our cultural development is also mostly parallel. Like you Earthlings, we evolved a society from primitive tribes whose main function were to protect themselves from the large reptiles native to our old world. The main difference between our two sets of cultures, the split in the paths of our development, occurred in what would have been your prehistory, say 5000 BCE. In your world, the agricultural communities which formed from hunter-gatherer tribes were conquered by the more primitive, but also more aggressive, migratory herding peoples. This led to a particular kind of sexual and political dominance structure, which pervaded almost all of your Earth cultures until the early 21st century. On Syra, our only primitive migratory tribes were confined to our mountainous regions. Their herd beasts, the Ima, did not do well in the agricultural basins and plains. Therefore, the two cultures were isolated until much later, when the technological superiority of the farmers curtailed any major conflict.
So, essentially, they derive from agriculture and are peaceful, where humans came from more warlike folks because, you know, the herding folks fought with the farming folks and all that kind of stuff. So we should probably ask what the planet was like.
It was our paradise, Captain. Our Eden. You would call our world Beta Copernicus 1. We called it Syra.
So that's
You
important.
may wonder about our relationship with the Mycon, who now control that area of space. When we lived on Syra, their sphere of influence was much smaller. We never laid eyes on a Mycon until we met them in combat during the war. But back to our beloved Syra. Earth is the only world we know of whose variety and richness of life even comes close to Syra. A Again, like so many other things about our two species, our worlds were very much the same, at least before you began encasing yours in concrete and plastic. Syra's gravity was a bit lighter than Earth, and its days slightly shorter. Our diurnal cycle is, therefore, quite compatible with yours. We spend 14 hours awake, followed by 7 hours horizontal.
So I made a note. Beta Copernicus 1 is their old homeworld that was destroyed, but it's in Mycon space. So we also knew that the Mycon were in the Brahe system. So at some point we need to go visit them and see what's going on. But they are the only alien race that we know about that chose to be battle slaves for the Ur-Quan. Like, they didn't go behind a slave shield. They chose to fight for the Ur-Quan. So they're probably not going to want to talk to us, or they're going to want to kill us, but we'll see. We should still check everybody out in this game. It's just that you kind of got to prioritize who you're going to talk to based on, like, what kind of fight you can put up. And in this case, I don't think we're ready for the Mycon yet. So, what happened to Syra?
The death of our world. This subject is very difficult for us, Captain, but I will try to recount those sad days. Like your solar system, ours had a large population of comets and asteroids. Large meteor impacts, though rare, were not unheard of on our planet. So it was not a total shock when an asteroid penetrated our atmosphere and hit the surface. What was odd was that unlike most other meteors, this one was not pulverized on impact. It penetrated the crust, and indeed went all the way through to the mantle, causing a major caldera, kind of a supervolcano. The earthquakes caused by the impact were severe. The magma pumped out of the caldera wreaked significant damage on the nearby terrain, but within a few weeks it had cooled, forming a solid rock bandage over the wound. Within a few months, we had cleaned up the mess. The caldera was calming down nicely, and things were pretty much back to normal. Then, just over a year after the impact, all hell broke loose on the surface of Syra. Huge calderas were opening all over, not just around the meteor impact, but everywhere. The scope of the disaster was impossible to imagine. Entire cities sliding into oceans of molten lava. Kilometer-wide sections of land being instantly pulverized by cataclysmic explosions, and clouds of poison gas and superheated steam, creating a death shroud around Syra.
So I guess we should find out how they got there, too. But something major happened to their planet, and we don't quite know what it is.
When the Ur-Quan conquered us, over 20 years ago, I was only a young girl living in Habitat 31. My older sister, Diani, was a starship officer in the Space Patrol. She was part of the final defense at Raynet. She didn't make it back. When the Ur-Quan caught us in open space, we all thought we were going to die. But then, instead of killing us, the Ur-Quan offered us a choice. We could join the ranks of their combat thralls, or we could be slave-shielded on our homeworld. Like the people of Earth, we chose peace. We became follow slaves. When the Ur-Quan told us to return to our homeworld, we explained that we had none. Ur-Quan Master 9 explained that they had encountered this situation before, and if we would provide them with a list of our requirements, they would use their extensive astronomical data stores to find a planet for us. So, we told them about Syra, about the color of its sky, about the abundant, varied life forms, about the fertility of the soil and seas. Less than an hour later, we received a terse message from Master 9. We were to proceed to these coordinates and disembark. This was to be our new home. I don't know how or why, but our new world, Gaia, was everything we described and more. We'd been searching for a home planet for 75 years, and in the end, it was our enemies who gave one to us. I grew up on a small island off the main continent, and like all my people, we lived each day under the thick red glow of the slave shield. When the Ur-Quan arrived 7 years ago to refurbish and recrew this starbase, I was selected as the new commander.
So the interesting thing about that is, it shows the Ur-Quan aren't all bad. I mean, we've heard from other folks about the Ur-Quan, and we know what they did to Earth. But that was probably because Earth fought back as much as it did too. And in no uncertain terms, you have those choices of either you become their slaves and fight for them, or you go behind a slave shield and, are basically put back to the Stone Age or whatever. Your technology's taken away and all that. But in this case, they actually found them a homeworld, so they could have just wiped them out. So it's complicated. All the aliens in this game are complicated. We still don't like the Ur-Quan, though, obviously, but there's more to their story, too, I think. So, yeah, what happened at the end of the war?
When we first met your people, we'd been wandering through the stars for almost 75 years, ever since the death of Syra, our home planet. We joined your alliance, and I use the word joined loosely, because we had no other choice. The Vux were raiding our slow habitat columns, and we had nowhere else to go. We fought for survival, Captain. Nothing more. When your people on Earth were defeated, the Alliance just plain fell apart. The Yihas and the Shofixi retreated to their native stars and didn't want us to follow. The Ariru, those creepy little weasels, just plain bugged out, vanished, leaving us alone, with nowhere to go, smack in the path of the oncoming Ur-Quan armada. What were we supposed to do? Fight? 2/3 of our habitat fleet was unarmed. Many aren't even superluminal. We were going to be annihilated if we resisted, and we knew it. When the Ur-Quan surrounded us and started giving orders that all ended with, or die, we took them at face value. We obeyed. In exchange, they gave us Gaia, the planet below. It's a beautiful world, Captain. I wish I could show it to you. So don't misunderstand me. We love our freedom as much as anybody else, but we've got a good life here, and we don't want to lose it.
So it's going to be hard to get them on our side, I think, just because they have a lot to lose if things go bad. I mean, everybody has a lot to lose if things go bad in this game, but I mean, I guess we can push them a little bit more.
As I said before, Captain, we would like to help, but we are unwilling to risk losing Gaia. Unless you can find a much more compelling reason for us to get involved, you are on your own.
So this is a case where we need more information, right? Maybe we'll find a reason for them to join us. I think I don't know. Should we ask about the outfit, or should we let it go? At this point, I don't necessarily want to like risk burning any bridges, but it's up to you guys. Should we do that or not? I actually don't think it matters that much. I don't think we'll make any enemies by saying it. But yeah, I agree. I don't think we should do it either.
Until then, Earthling.
But we know where they are, and if they come up again, if other aliens have information that they would like to know, then we should definitely see what they have to say. I don't know. I need to be cautious about this. Yeah, okay. Uh-oh. I think the big bouncy things have taken an interest in us. Let's see if I can get far enough. Ow, ow, ow. Shit! Homeworld and where we were. Okay, here's some friends. I think, maybe we, well, I guess we're gonna have to talk to him anyway. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk to him. Alright. Encounter at Eta Vulpiculae, Planet 8.
This is a system message from ship's computer translation subsystem. Incoming message, extremely unusual in composition. Translation includes many lingual anomalies. Overall accuracy of translation is unknown.
Hello, extremely. I hope you like to play. Some campers are not so good for games. Is it time for playing yet?
So, we've got some problems with our language translation system. Also, these are not the androsynth, because the androsynth were humanoid. In fact, I think they were like clones. They were also human. They were also slaves of humanity in the past. The Starbase commander guy mentioned that, and that's a main reason why they don't like humans, because humans kept them as slaves. But these guys are not human, for sure. And I don't know who they are. I mean, I do sort of know who they are. I guess we should introduce ourselves and say that we're having trouble translating.
Yes, of course. Difficulty. Problems are difficult.
Problems are difficult.
Let's be special together. Spicy games are always fun.
So I don't know if he's threatening us, if they're threatening us, or if they're... I don't know what they want. I guess maybe the first one. I don't know. Should we do the first one or the second one? We definitely shouldn't threaten them. I don't think we should be going around threatening anybody. Hot Cheetos.
Yes, yes.
I guess they sort of
We
do look
are
like Hot
too
Cheetos.
friendly. Extremely happy sisters should correct each other for celebration. So much enjoyment. Shall we come to your house so that we can be relatives?
So, I mean, to me that sounds like they want to know where our homeworld is, and that's probably a bad idea. So, maybe, I don't know, like, the first one is fine, but it's a bit, like, again, I don't want to set them off. The second one's alright, I think. The third one might be interesting too, find out more about them, right? I don't know. I'd lean towards the second or third. But we could go for the fourth one. It's just the fourth one, I think, is pretty much saying yes to that, and I don't know about that right now. They're cute and all, but So what do you think, Mika? Like 2 or 3, or just 1? I mean, we can be direct. It's just I'm a little worried about, like, you know, basically saying hell no, because yeah, okay.
Yes. Think and then do. You will tell us soon. Soon is now.
You will tell us soon.
Parties
Soon is now.
can be so much fun for other reasons. Alliance is good.
Now, alliance was a word that didn't translate well, though. I think we should ask the first one, though. Like, we want to find out more about him. I mean, just talking with them more is probably a good thing, because maybe we can get a better idea of what their deal is. They want to take us over for sure. Maybe.
Who are you? You are not Ors. We are Ors.
So they're called
Ors
the
are
Ors.
happy people energy from the outside. Inside is good. So much good that ores will always germinate. Can you come together with ores for parties?
Oh, thanks for hanging out, Sabertrue. We'll catch you next time. So, I mean, they're not from around here. that's That's basically what I got, right? Like, they're called the Urs. They're from the outside, but they want to germinate, and they want to come together for parties. I mean, maybe ask them why they're here.
Here is bright and smooth. The other place is hurt or too much tired for keeping together. Other place is frumple. Ors are here now, but almost not yet. Soon ors are really here. You are help ors with party. Ors looking for you and find you. So much joy. Now, smooth place all the time. And after now, never going back to outside. Never.
So... Oops. That's weird. I'm not getting the... Oh, there we go. Never had that happen before. I was trying to get back to what they said. So basically, they don't want to go back where they came from. That's pretty clear. And they like it here. They like it here a little bit too much, I think. And they like us too. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. So actually, now we're getting down to business because our charts show this is Anderson space. Do you know what happened to them? So that was part of the reason. I mean, that was the main reason why we came here. Is it was like to see what was up with the Anderson.
Anderson are not here. Ors are here. You are not the same too much like Anderson. You are happy campers. Do you want to see our surprising toys? No, do not. Anderson are so silly. We do not tell stories a lot about them. No more Anderson stories.
So they don't want to talk about. Is that not showing up? That is so weird. Oh, there we go. They don't want to talk about the Andersons. I think their toys are their weapons. Right? It's like they're saying we don't want to see their toys. Yeah. Clearly something, I mean, they know the Andersons. Something happened to the Andersons. So, honestly, Dan, I don't... Having played the game before a long time ago, I don't think the translations ever get fixed. I think we just have to kind of piece it together and make do with what we're given. I mean, like, we basically can only respond to what we hear. One thing I do remember is the more we bring up the Andersons, the angrier they get. I remember that from before. So we might... I don't even know if we can get by with asking them this one. Like, if we ask them what they did to the Andersons, I think we might be able to ask them once, but if we keep pushing it, that's not gonna fly. But we could just say, like, screw it, we don't care about them anyway. Which, I mean, is kind of harsh, because, like, I mean, they were treated really poorly by humans, and even though they like, fought back, and basically the history of the Andersons that the Starbase captain told us was they fought back, gained their freedom, and then when the war happened, they sided with the Ur-Quan because they didn't like Earth. Because they'd been mistreated all that time and everything, and so it was like payback time. But yeah, so we gotta decide what to do here. I don't know. It's tricky because I think we might be able to find out more, but I also worry that we're pushing them too much. Maybe we should just go with we didn't care about them so much anyway.
Aha! I am told other Or's cousins, you are connected for camping. I am so right. It is happiest days to not care about Androsin anything. So now, we can be together for friendly dessert. I am so right. I will tell them again.
So I guess they knew we were alright, but I don't know what that means for us. Maybe we just sign off.
Going, yes. Ours is go with you, same place or party. Nobody is forget. Next is alliance party. Always promise is good to keep. So much pleasure is coming.
Action
Or
is coming.
and the U is changed together as soon as camping is started. You are not even aware. And then everyone is so happy.
I don't know if it's good to not be
You
aware.
are not forget. Alliance is promise. Oars are way.
So I'm not sure if they think we promised an alliance or whether they get that we told them we would talk about an alliance at some point, like we were gonna think about it. To a planet. It costs fuel. Oh, we know these guys. These are the traitor guys.
How nice to see you again, Captain. Before we go on, I have a small announcement. As you may know, in our travels throughout the galaxy, we Malnorme have found many strange and interesting alien artifacts. One of these devices is the Metacron, a kind of trans-time alarm system. In a nutshell, it warns me of future dangers by predicting its own demise, which is most likely linked to my own well-being since I keep it under my pillow. The unit is a small pyramid, and when all is well, white in color. But if we are proceeding along a timeline, which will eventually result in the destruction of the Metacron, the unit slowly darkens. Presumably, it will be destroyed at the same time as it turns completely
That sounds
black.
like a handy little gadget.
When we first entered this region of space, the Metacron was white. Now, it is light gray. At its present rate of change, something will destroy the Metacron in the early part of the year 2159. In order to avoid this unpleasantness, we may be leaving just before this time, so if you have business you wish to conduct with us, I suggest you do so before January 2159, or February at the latest. Now, what can we do for you today?
So, that is one of the most important things in the game, because it's real. They're not just being silly. There's a hard and fast end date to the game. If we don't do... Oh, hey, Mika, perfect timing. So, I stopped at a white star system making our rounds. We talked to the Urs. We didn't ally with them because they're weird and maybe want to kill us all. I don't know. And we stopped here to get the rest of the resources and fill up the ship, or try to. And the trader guys were here, the Melnorme were here. But he just gave us a warning. He said that they have this cool little gadget that basically knows when it's going to be destroyed, and it turns color based on how close it is to getting destroyed. And according to their calculations, if we don't save the galaxy by January 2159, by January 2159, then it's going to be destroyed. So they're going to leave. Basically, they're going to leave January 2159. And that's telling us we need to do everything we need to do in this game by January 2159 because bad things are coming. And I don't actually know what the date is right now, but we can find out. When we're talking to them, we can't see the date, unfortunately. Yeah, I did make a note. I put it in my notes. So far, this game, we've learned a few things. We learned that between the 17th and the end of the month, every month, between Sursini and Chandragasar, which is like way the heck off in the top left of the map, there's an anomaly that happens that we need to check out. And we actually do need to check it out. And we also found out the homeworld, the original homeworld of the Cyrene, that's now controlled by the Mycon, or at least that system is. And that's Beta Copernicus 1. The Mycon are also in the Brahe system, so I'm thinking at some point we need to go there. It's possible that if we go back to their old homeworld and find out why it was destroyed, like find out who destroyed it or something like that, that might be enough to help them ally with us. But we basically need to convince them that, they have reasons to ally with us. Alright, so we have items to sell because we have lifeform data.
What would you like to sell, Captain?
Sadly, we don't have... it doesn't even give us the option. We don't have rainbow planets yet.
The 128 units of biological data we downloaded from your ship earn you 256 credits.
Okay, so that purple thing at the bottom underneath all the resources was the lifeform data. That's good. So now we can find out what we can buy, because we don't even know what they say.
Trade items would you like to buy today?
I think what we'd like to do, so we can buy fuel, but I think we're good on that for right now. There's information, which could be useful, but honestly, I think we need to trick out our lander, because if we get technology that helps the lander, we could go on some of these planets that have lots of life or lots of cool resources, but that will kill us right now.
Investment. Ah, yes, you are so right. These technological breakthroughs don't cost you credit, they earn you credit. Of course, there is an initial charge, but each technological system item is guaranteed to be useful for something important. Somewhere in the galaxy, at some point in the future. All technologies cost 150 credit. The technology we are now offering includes plans for building blaster weapons, twice as powerful as your ion bolt guns.
So, he said we have 256 credits, so we don't actually have enough to buy 2 technologies from him, because each one is 150. We could buy the first one, and I had forgotten about this aspect of the game, but you don't have choices when it comes to buying technology and stuff from these guys. They tell you what you can buy from them. So, like, right now we can get better blasters for our ship. We're gonna need to get them anyway. Right now we don't even have any blasters on our ship, on our main ship. But until we buy the upgraded blasters, we won't be able to buy anything else. So, I think we probably should, but I'm gonna go back.
What else would you like to buy?
And see if there's other options. So we've got information, or fuel. And honestly, like, fuel is nice to buy from the Melnorme if we're stranded out somewhere. But realistically, I don't think we should waste our credits on fuel at this point. So yeah, let's get the guns.
The technology we are now
and I'll
offering
skip past.
includes plans like...
We know what it is, so we would like to buy the technology.
Please remember that these weapons consume energy from your combat batteries faster than your familiar ion bolt guns. You may wish to compensate for this by building additional dynamo modules for your flagship. Technology we are now offering includes specifications for constructing modifications to your planet landers, which will double their speed.
So, we don't have enough credits because we only have 106 and we need 150, but faster landers would be useful, right? So, I mean, we could say here, like, we could try to buy him, but he's not going to sell them.
Unfortunately, this purchase requires 44 additional credits.
Yeah. Okay. We should find out about information, though. Actually, you know what? Just for shits and grins, let's find out how much fuel costs, because I don't know.
As you know, we carry a large supply of fuel on board, which is compatible with your engine system. We will be happy to sell the substance to you at a cost of 1 credit per fuel unit.
Okay.
How much fuel do you wish to purchase?
So that's easy to remember. And we can buy it in, dollops of 1, 5, 10, or 25, or just fill all the tanks. But
Would you like
I don't
to
think we need to
purchase
do that.
anything else?
Considering you have to get life forms to get credits, and we need the credits for technology, I think that's better. We also probably need to buy some information.
As you know, in our many centuries of star trading,
But information
we
is
now
dodgy,
have come to learn
because it
much
may not be
about
that
what
useful.
happens in our galaxy, both now and in the ancient past. We have also kept records on the diverse alien races in your region of space. We will share this crucial knowledge with you for a fee of 75 credits per informative fact. No refund.
So, the tricky thing is you don't know what the information is until he gives it to you, until you buy it. And like you said, no refunds. You can ask for certain types of information. So we can get information about current events, we can get information about alien races, or historical information. In each case it costs 75. We've only got 106. It's basically half the cost of technology, I guess. 75 for info, 150 for tech. There's usually crucial clues in some of the information that he sells, but I honestly don't think it's worth spending credits at this point on this information yet. When we get to the point where we've checked out everything that the starship captain told us, and we've tracked down all the aliens we sort of know exist or know something about, then it might be worth buying some.
What else would you like to buy?
I remember from experience in the past, sometimes he sells you interesting information that has absolutely no bearing on the game whatsoever, and there's no takebacks. So I think we're good. We definitely need to buy technology from him.
It has been a pleasure dealing
I'm
with
gonna make
you,
another
Captain.
note.
We look forward to your next visit.
So the Melnorme are at Alpha Centauri, but they're also at Zeman. At least they are right now. I don't of the aliens and stuff. So there was a ship there. Presumably that's the source of the signal. Let's see who they are. I actually know who they are. They're pretty cool. People tell me Star Control 2 is similar to Mass Effect for some reason. That's interesting. I have never played Mass Effect. I know somebody I know is playing it now on stream. Well, not right this second, I don't think, but I think I did play the first one a little bit on the 360. But I get the impression it has a really rich story and stuff, but I don't think I don't know, right? I don't think it has the same kind of exploration and stuff that this one does. To me, Star Control 2 feels more like a full motion video game, or almost like a point and click kind of video game when it comes to story stuff than most anything else. But yet it's also a space exploration game.
Attention, Starship. We are the Suckbot Pit. Make no hostile actions. We come in peace and with goodwill. But if you make one false move, you're a vapor. Don't worry. My companion is just a bit nervous. No, I'm not. And argumentative. No, I'm not. We are a scout vessel dispatched from our home world. We have traveled far through hostile, uncharted space to find you. We hail from the green dwarf star at coordinates Zerfar Gurnut. Aha! Pahoy hoi! No, idiot, in their coordinate system. Oh, coordinates 400.0 by 543.7.
Ah, I should mark that down. So, oh crap, that was bad. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So that was, let's see. Hang on. There we go. Had some issues there. So 400, 543.7. And these are the Zokbot pick. Um, 3.7. All right, we're good now. I'm eventually going to have an integrated way to make notes in this Lochnar. I started working on it, but I didn't get it finished in time for today. Next week I should definitely have it. Anyway, let's get back to these guys. So oh, and we decided to call it the Empire of Adcock M when we had the choice. I think you're right, though. I don't think Star Control 2 is ever really going to get a sequel. They've claimed, Toys by Bob or whatever, the company that made it, they've claimed that there's going to be a sequel at some point. But I know, right? The art is... So, we should... Maybe at some point I should at least dig out the art for the original game. Because I could dig into the resource files and show them. Maybe that'd be a thing to do at the start of the next stream. I could show the original artwork for the aliens we've met. That could be a fun thing to do for all of them. Because it's worth looking at the original art. It's just as good as this, but it's pixelated, right? And in my mind, it makes it even better. All of this artwork is fan-created artwork. But I think it's good enough and done with love and well-intentioned. So I think it's on par with the original game. Like, it's worth playing that way. There was rumors that there was going to be a sequel. And I think there's still supposedly a rumor that they're working on something. But, I don't know. Yeah, I still have my original notes from my first playthrough as well. I had hand-drawn star maps and stuff. Like, it came with a star map, too. And the little hint book thingy, I think. I don't know where I got that from, but I have the hint book thingy that they released. But yeah, that's another thing that made the game fun, because it bridged... This was one of the final games in that genre of bridging the gap of, like the Infocom text adventures, right? Like the like Zork and stuff like that, right? Like, you could only play Zork in your own head for the most part, right? I mean, it was descriptions of things going on. But in order to play it, you had to keep lots of notes, because you had to know that, like, whatever, this item's over here, or there's this puzzle I still have to solve over here, and you had to map it out and all of that. Star Control 2 had elements of that kind of note-taking and puzzle solving, but it was one of the last games to do it, I think, or one of the last games to do it effectively, right? Because after that, then the games got complicated enough where the games gave you a system inside the game to save that, or it just did the bookkeeping for you. And while there's something to be said for some of that, like, maybe you don't want to have to write down a bunch of numbers and calculate things all the time. It's also nice to be able to have to remember to do that, right? It makes you more invested in it, I think. Yeah, this, like Lochnar said, this is the updated art, so it's not the official art from the original game, but I still think it's pretty good. You never had the original art map and book for the game? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, so I don't have the box anymore. I looked online, too, like on eBay, and holy shit, people that have the original box, even if it's open and have all the contents, they're getting like $200-300 for it or something like that, and like thousands of dollars for like a sealed box or something like that. I still have all the contents, but I don't have the original box. I mean, I have the discs that it came on, too, because I think it was a disc-based game. It wasn't CD at that time. It was like 6 discs or something crazy. But Yeah, I did start playing the original game, and then I found that they'd basically finished the HD update, so I decided to play that instead, just because I'd never played the HD version before. So that part of it's new to me, right? Even though it's the same game, it's. And incidentally, the stuff on the right here is all my edition, right? Like the actual game screen ends at the edge of the gray panel. There on the right. So before I had it centered, but I wanted to make use of that space on the side because eventually it's going to be dynamic. But right now it's just some nice pictures. And those are the aliens we met the first playthrough. That was why I put them there. So I don't think we can get the original artwork in this modded HD version. We could try and see, but they definitely don't make it easy to switch. I would love that. If there was a single key press that I could just switch between the artwork right now, that would be awesome. But they don't have that as a feature. So if they did, we would totally be doing that too. It's like, here's how they look now, and here's how they looked then. But yeah, so okay. We should probably introduce ourselves. And like I always say, we shouldn't just attack people, because that's a bad idea. Especially since these guys seem friendly.
Hooray! That we finally found our saviors! Maybe. At last, our search is over. It is just as the great crystal ones promised.
They look sneaky. I think they're lying.
Quiet, fool. Can't you see our nightmare is over? This ship is from the great crystal one's fabled alliance. The alliance of 3 stars.
Maybe.
So we should probably find out more about them. But they seem nice. They seem like they need help. And we like people that need help, right? Because that's how you make allies.
In our ancient past, 4 species evolved intelligence on our homeworld.
Simultaneously.
They were the Zoc,
The Thought
the Pit.
and the Zabranki.
We 3, the Zoc, Thought, and Pit, evolved in such a way as to acquire sustenance from many sources.
From airborne zooplankton,
From solar and ambient
Yeah,
energy.
I'm actually not
And
sure
from
about the
multifungal
distinct art
clingers.
styles. I
Our
think that may
favorite.
just come from
the Zabranki also
having
consumed a variety
lots of different people
foods,
work on the art for
namely
this
the Zoc, the
HD
Thought, and the Pit.
To survive the predations of the Zabranki, we banded together, annihilated the Zabranki.
And formed the cooperative union you now encounter.
So the Zabranki are gone. they were predators on their planet, and these guys won out. But let's find out what. Well, yeah, let's find out what the nightmare is.
Our planets are under attack from an invading horde.
We do not know who they are or why they are here.
We are being blown to bits.
Fleets of alien ships appear out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And unleash terrible
So this
energy.
is still the Ur-Quan Masters version,
Fortunately.
but
They release these
it
energies
has all the
from each other.
HD artwork.
Unfortunately.
And it has
They
tweaks
favor
in the game,
combat
but
near
they're all
strong gravity
configurable.
wells. Their
So-
stray shots regularly strike the surface of our planet, often with tragic results.
The only
Fortunately.
They have never found our homeworld, only our colony planets.
Unfortunately.
All of our colonies have perished as a consequence.
Yeah, so they're kind of in dire straits because they've been losing colonies, and like aliens are fighting above them and killing them off by accident because they don't even know they're there. So I'm essentially playing this as the Ur-Quan Masters version with that one tweak I mentioned, the not losing resources when you don't have the space for them. But beyond that, it's the same. Because I figured that was worth it. But there's all kinds of other like cheats and stuff you can turn on. I didn't do any of that with this. No, so well, it's tricky, right? So I believe the voices are pretty much the same. I think they sort of like cleaned them up a little bit, maybe, or enhanced them somehow. I don't know, but I think they're pretty close. I don't think they didn't re-record them. I'm pretty sure they didn't re-record them. the artwork is also done in this. It's done in the same style, right? It's just not the 320 by 240 or 320 by 200, I forget, pixelated version. But like the colors and the style and everything else are the same. You know, the aliens look the same as they did before. They just look nicer, I guess. And the music is tricky because the music is all remixed, but it's basically redone. I mean, they think of it like a more symphonic cover version of the original, right? Because the music sounds the same as the original, but just more voices, more orchestral, I guess.
We are a relatively peaceful group of species. Unless we're angry.
I think it's true to the
So we find
spirit of the
ourselves
game.
in need of help. We only need a little because of our desperate situation. Desperate is too strong a word. I think troublesome is more like it.
I have mixed feelings, Lugnar. It kind of depends on the song too. Like, I really like the original version of the Starbase music. Like when you're talking to the Starbase commander, that's my jam. Like that's my favorite song of all of the music in the game. I mean, I like all the music in the game. Don't get me wrong, but this one it sounds good. But to me, it's like not my jam. You know what I mean? Yeah, you get it. You get it. I just think that like for a first play of it, like a first experience, and maybe only experience of the game, this isn't a bad way to go because I think the music does in general sound better, even though it's not the original, and I think it looks a lot better, even though it's not the original. I mean, I love the pixel art and stuff, but scaled up, it doesn't look as good as it did when, you know, and also just like monitors weren't as good then and stuff like that. So like pixel art wasn't meant to be seen on crisp, you know, LCD displays. But oh yeah, the original hyperspace music was good. The quasi-space, well, we don't know about quasi-space yet, but the quasi-space music's good too. So yeah, I don't think we should be mean to them. We should try to help.
Some of the vessels are huge
But we should
green
find out
battleships which launch wave after wave of small fighters.
The other ships are black as space, and their hulls are carved with strange alien writing.
In combat, the two ships seem evenly matched.
One fires blasts of fusion energy, while the other launches spinning projectiles.
So those are aliens we'll meet at some point, for sure. But we haven't met them yet. So we don't want to attack them. Let's try to help, I think.
These are the words we have prayed for.
Hey, this trip's not a waste after all.
More than anything, we seek an ally to help us survive in this hostile universe.
We're having some problems of that general nature.
But we are only emissaries. You must meet with our leaders. They are wiser, more powerful beings.
They look just like us, though.
Fly to the star called Alpha Tucanae. The planet closest to the sun is our home.
And if possible, hurry.
Okay. I just thought it was nicer to see. And it didn't hurt
Hello,
anything.
Captain.
Didn't
By
change
the way,
game.
I thought you should know. Captain, a delegation of Spathy has just arrived here under orders from their High Council to form an alliance and assist you against the hierarchy. They have provided fabricator blueprint data for their eluder spacecraft and promise a steady supply of captains for as many ships as we build. Excellent work, Captain.
So, we got the Spathy on board, as we knew, and now we can build their ships. Plus, people are cheaper, which is useful, considering how quickly I burn through them. Speaking of which, as of right now, we've lost 75 crew this trip, so I want to make a note of that. I'm going to keep a running tally. The first session we played the game, Lugnar, we lost 65, I think? 65 crew. Not doing so well on the crew front, but but that's one of the unfortunate things. Space is a dangerous place. Oh, okay, we have minerals to offload. Yes, we do. Oh yeah.
This will really help, Captain.
Yeah, it's really gonna help. So we got